Guys, welcome back. So this is a video that I've actually been waiting to make for quite a long time, and I think it's definitely time for me to make it because I do think I'm a little bit more experienced now that I've went through the whole entire process of working on Project Sappy, and now having my Dark July, I'm able to do a lot more and have a lot more flexibility with my teams for Golems B10. So this is my complete guide to Golems B10. Keep in mind, I'm not the best player around. I'm just I think I'm pretty casual. Like, I'm a pretty just a normal, everyday casual player. I was kind of like, I did pay a bit when I first started, but I've basically been free to play for the past month or so. So I really haven't been buying anything. I think with the exception of the special package, there's like this one, this thing. I bought it when it was still $1. It literally cost $1, so I got it. But I've been free to play for quite a while now, so I think I've been a lot casual. Like, I'm not super try hard. But I do have a lot of experience. I think I know how to build my teams because I've been trying a lot of different comps in order to get me through Golems B10, and I've actually tried some sapper comps, which a lot of people haven't tried before, so I do have experience with that as well. So I'm actually going to go into the unit selection page, and I can actually show you the runes of my units there. It's probably a lot easier to see than my actual unit page. Keep in mind, this video is probably going to be a little bit longer. It's definitely going to be really long, I think, compared to my other videos, but it's just because I need to do a lot of test runs to show you guys everything, and also I need to explain a lot of things. I think it's just a lot of things aren't that straightforward, so there's a lot of things to show, a lot of things to test. But if you're interested or desperate in trying to get through Golems B10, then I definitely encourage you to watch. This is mainly targeted for people that are, you know, at the stage where they're farming B7, 8, 9, and then they want to, you know, make that final jump and move on to B10, which is like the last Golem level stage that you'll be farming. And you'll definitely be farming this for a long time because this is where you get all your gems. So to begin, I will have a little bit of a disclaimer here. Golems B10 is not a stage that you're able to clear like that anyone is able to clear with just all farmable or easily obtainable units. There's one thing that I think definitely is needed if you want to have 100% clear rate. There's two things that you could have. One is a passive healer. Two is a healer, an active healer on siphoning set. But if you're on siphoning set, then you're already moving on to dragons, and you don't really need to care about this video because you're definitely a lot further than me. But most players that are farming B7, 8, 9 won't have access to siphoning sets, so your best bet is a passive healer. The best types of passive healers are the ones that have a heal on their first skill. So monsters like these include the Dark July, Water Persephone, and the Dark Jacqueline. I use the Dark July because she's the only one I have. I started the game late, so I didn't actually get a chance to get the Dark Jack. I missed out on that, and that actually hurt my progression for quite a bit. I had to take quite a few detours in order to get to where I am right now. But now that this monster is available for anyone that is still playing, while this video is still like in the time of recording, during this month, then you'll have access to this monster because she's currently on rebirth, so it's easy to get her right now. And she has a passive heal, which basically is adrenaline attacks restore allies HP equal to amount of 5% of own max HP. The Dark Jack has the exact same skill, and the Water Persephone has a stronger version which heals for 10% instead of 5%. So, but I think 5% is definitely enough. It just helps to keep your team alive. And if you don't have a passive heal on your second skill, it's still okay to use a passive healer that has a passive heal on the not on the first skill. If you have a passive heal on the second skill, it's definitely still usable as well, because I've been using the Water Nightmare before to heal, and she has a kind of the same skill, Adrenaline. Basically, she heals for 10% of her max HP for every unit that she hit, because this is an AoE skills. So if there's 4 units, then she's going to be healing a total of 40% of her max HP to all allies. So I've been using her to farm quite a lot before when I didn't have access to the the Dark July. But now that I actually have her, I don't really need to use her. So this is actually my Golems Golems B10 team. It is composed of the Dark Sea Star, which was on Rebirth. Dark Cupid is my strongest healer. Probably you could probably replace him with a lot of other units I think my only other real healer is like the Water Hana or the Mermaid. I think if I use the Hana, it will still definitely work as well. Yeah, so I've been using this comp because my Cupid's also an aggressor, and aggressors are also really good for Golems B10. So I'm actually going to show a test run of this. I've actually showed it in a previous video before. So if you're a person that regularly watches my video, you've definitely have seen this before. But this comp is pretty stable, I think. I don't think I've failed yet. Maybe I did. But it's relatively stable because I think the only way I could fail is if 2 units die during the actual level. But that's also very rare because most of my units are really tanky. So your best friend for Golems B10 is actually aggressors. Aggressors are probably the best units for this stage for two main reasons. One, you need to be tanky to survive a lot of the nukes on the stage, and 2, you also need to you need to do some damage. Like you can't just use a team that is like super tanky and doesn't have any sort of damage might still be able to make it through, but it's also a lot riskier because the Dark Moonflowers, they do a lot of damage. Like they nuke super hard. If you don't know, they have like they're dark monsters which give them 50% extra crit damage, and they also have Hunter, which is the passive that gives them 50% more crit damage. So if they nuke you and they crit, it does an insane amount of damage to your units. And especially if there's like multiple Moonflowers, they all like have their bars fill up at the same time and nuke you, there's a very high chance that your units will straight out die. Like just just get owned basically from 100% to 0%. 100 to 0 your units completely. If you have like 3 Moonflowers nuke you and they all crit at the same time, it will happen. It'll definitely there's a chance of that happening. So if you have some damage, this kind of serves as like a safety around that, because you're more likely to be able to kill one of the Moonflowers before they actually have their nukes up. You'll probably, before they have their SP bar filled completely, kill at least 1 unit on the side. So that's one of the defenses that might work while you're passing through the stage. The boss in itself is not very threatening. He does have a few very annoying passives. The things on the side have armor break, and I think this one over here has buff break. It removes your buffs. I think no, if it has a full bar, it'll remove my buffs. But he also has silence, which is really annoying, which is also one of the other reasons why active healers are not as strong against this boss. And that's because if you get silenced, then obviously you can't heal, and that puts another threat on your team, and that gives you another chance of your team actually wiping and dying. Another really good reason why passive healers are so good on this stage is because you basically make it so that your team stays at 100% health, and it's a lot less likely that that your units get silenced while you're at half health and then your active healer can't heal, or the Moonflowers, they stack up on some damage and then you're at like 50%, but the AI of your active healer doesn't actually activate the heal, so they end up nuking you and then you die. So that's why I definitely think if you want like 100% or near 100% clear rate, then a passive healer is definitely needed for this stage. That being said, it's not 100% needed. It's not like, you know, it's not law that you absolutely need a passive healer. It's just my recommendation. I strongly recommend you run some sort of passive heal if you're going to run through the stage. But there's a lot of healers that actually have passive heals on their second skills. For example, there's an event monster out right now, the light snowy, who has like it's a different type of heal. It's basically like a heal that's tied to a nuke. but it's also it'll heal all of its allies on their second skill, or a monster like I don't know. There's actually not that many passive healers, but it's definitely still to clear through the stage without passive healers. It's just your clear rate definitely won't be as high as if you're actually running one. So I'm going to talk about a few monsters that you might still be able to use as passive healing. There's definitely not that many. Like, there's an event monster out right now, like the Light Jack, which has a HP Siphon on their second skill. I think the July, the Snowy. There's a few units that have some sort of heal on their second skill. I think there's no farmable units that have that, I don't think. Maybe the Boltwing. The Boltwing is probably the only one that actually I could say is farmable and everybody has. But you'll definitely need a few units maybe that are you're not farmable if you're planning to run passive heals. That being said, passive heals aren't like 100%. I just want to clarify and repeat that again. I'll run a team without a passive healer, or a team that I've been using before is basically like a double sap comp. This was the project that I've been doing before. The experiment overall was a failure, I think, because the clear rate of my actual team isn't that high, but it's still able to clear it. But I think a way for you to make the clear rate higher is to instead run one sapper, and then you can run 3 healers, and just like the amount of like backups I have to prepare just because I'm lacking a passive healer is actually pretty insane. Like, I have to run 3 healers in order to make sure that the clear rate is stable. And even with 3 healers, it's still not very stable. Like, not as stable as if I just run my Dark July, So there's that. But it's definitely still doable. Like, you could definitely run 3 healers, and you can do this. The clear times can be very, very slow, but I think if you only care about energy efficiency, like you're a free-to-play player, you don't have like all the Astro Gems to keep refilling non-stop, then you can definitely do something like this. Just run 3 healers, and basically just tank through the whole thing. Like, basically you're just gonna be here. You're gonna be tanking, and then your sappers are gonna be slowly stacking saps on all the enemy units. And I think they still do pretty decent damage. It's just to make sure that nobody actually dies. When you're running 3 healers, and even with 3 healers, there's still a very there's a lot of danger as well, because what could happen is they might spawn like 4 or 5 moonflowers at the same time, and what might happen is your AI, like your AI on the active heals, they won't activate, so they won't actually be healing, but instead they'll let your units get to like 30% HP, and then the moonflowers will just nuke. Like, so I'm pretty lucky now that I actually got my heals up, so before they actually nuked, so I was able to mitigate that damage. But yeah, it's definitely a lot safer if you have a passive healer. The passive healer just makes it so that your units have stay at around 100% health usually. At most times. I wouldn't say at all times, but at most times your units will be at near 100% health. And yeah, I think that's pretty much one of the reasons why you really want to run passive heals for this. The only other way you can combat this is, just have really high nukes and maybe just nuke through the stage. But you definitely need a lot better gems to do that, and if you're still farming Golems B7, 8, 9, you probably don't have those gems. So this is super dangerous. There's 3 moonflowers. There's actually a pretty high chance of me wiping here if they actually don't get any of their heals up. This is actually really dangerous. Like, someone could actually really die here. Could straight out die. Oh shit, this is gonna be bad. This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt so much. Oh damn, that was like that was a bit of RNG, so I was like pretty lucky. But there is definitely a chance that somebody could have died there. Like if they all crit at the same time, then somebody might have died, you know. So even running 3 healers isn't all that stable. I think it's definitely a lot more stable if you have some sort of passive heal. This way it makes sure your units are always at 100% health. Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, this run is so long. Holy shit. Holy shit. If you don't have the Dark July, just go grab it now. Just like definitely should get one. She makes life so much easier. You don't even need her that strong. Like you can pair her up with an active healer and she'll still you'll still do very, very well. Like you don't even need like really, really good gems on her. But now that I've made it through the actual stage, it's a lot safer now because I don't really have to worry about much. Basically, I'm able to, like, if the boss silences one of my healers, I still have 2 more healers to heal, so it doesn't actually matter that much. But I think the thing with passive healers is it just makes the clearing through the stages with a Moonflower a lot safer because you won't get 100 to 0 all of a sudden. Well, actually, you need to be tanky though, so they don't actually 100 to 0 your units. But you want to stay at max HP because they can definitely bring any unit from like 50% HP to 0, which is like, even if your unit's super tanky, I don't think you can get tanky to the point where they can't bring you from 50% to 0. So it's a lot better to make sure you have some sort of safety, which is in the form of passive heals. I'm gonna actually go out and show the actual how much HP and defense some of these units have when I actually get out. If this run ever ends. Oh my god, this is so long. But it is pretty stable. Like if you run a lot of healers and you get to the point where you're against the boss, then there's pretty much no way for you to lose. Because there's no possible way that he's going to kill any of your units, and you're just going to very, very slowly wear him down. I think if I really want a 100% clear rate, I think my 4th unit on my team, maybe I would run another aggressor or something like that, because then this way it makes sure that I always have, like, all my units survive basically every single time. I know this is somewhat hard because not everybody has aggressors and not everybody has passive heals, but I think 423 or 433 I mean is actually introducing a lot more units that have passive heals. I just hope in the future that they have at least some farmable unit with passive heals, so everyone can get into Golem B10, you know, without this much hassle, because this is ridiculous. This is how I've been farming golems for the past 2 weeks. Like, I've been farming Golems B10 for non-stop for 2 weeks, but I've been running this team before I got my Dark July, and this is like the difference is just night and day, you know. Just having a healer that has a heal on their first skill just makes life so much easier, so many times easier. This is ridiculous. This is actually insane. Oh my god, how many minutes is this run? I think it's like 8 minutes. Holy shit. Alright, I think he's dead now. I think he's finally dead. I think that was an 8-minute run or some shit like that. Yeah, near 8 minutes, so that was really horrible. But that's how I've been farming Golems B10 for the past 2 weeks. It is really bad, so I definitely don't recommend that. Like I mean, if you really just care about efficiency, then you could do it just to farm Golems B10. I mean, you'll eventually make the gold back, and then you can do the nerfed variant method to get some of your Astro Gems back, and then, you know, just continuously farm Golems B10 non-stop for good runes. But yeah, that was really painful. I don't actually have a actual solution for a workaround without passive healers, but there are quite a few that they're introduced in the game through events and stuff. But you know, like, if you could use the light snowy, you could run like one healer, run this, run the snowy. It still might not be 100% stable because your heal is tied to your second skill, so you're probably not able to always keep your team at max HP. It's probably better to run a unit that has some sort of passive heal on their first skill rather than their second skill. But not a lot of units have that. There's only literally 3 units in the game that actually has that. But there are a few units in the game that have some sort of passive heal on their second skill. You could run something similar to what I did, because I'll show you another comp. And I think in theory, I haven't tested this out, but I think in theory there is a farmable monster that you can use to, well, not farmable, but obtainable monster that you can use to replicate this. I just need to grab some energy, I think. Alright, so this is the actual team. This is that team just now was like the super shitty team. This was the actual team I've been running for Golems B10 for the past 2 months. This is what I've been using, and the reason why this is a lot more stable, this has been 100% stable basically. And what this is basically, I'm running 2 heals, and I'm also running this Water Nightmare, which has a passive heal basically on its tied to its second skill, but it's not as good as a passive heal tied to the first skill. And this has been really stable because basically most of the time my units are at max HP. The only time where things would be really bad is if actually no, things never go really bad. Alright, they're about to use their nuke. I think what happens sometimes is some units actually die. Like, some units actually die while I'm doing this. And even with this comp, a lot of the times I'm able to 3-man the boss, which is actually really dumb if you think about it. Alright. Alright, I have my heals up. The reason why this is 100% is even with these 3 units left, they're mostly able to clear through the stages basically. I mean, it's super dumb, but like you do the same exact thing. Like my Hana died, which means the run is gonna take even longer. But I do have like 3 healers, so it doesn't actually matter. But yeah, this just added another like 3 minutes onto my run, which is super dumb. If you, god damn it. God, I think people are gonna fall asleep watching my video. Holy shit. Yeah, basically stack, like the theory is to stack so many damn heals that even if somebody dies, you still have 2 healers left, so it doesn't matter. But god damn, this is so dumb. Maybe I should just exit. This is the run on the boss is literally gonna take it's gonna take 7 minutes. Maybe the boss alone is gonna take 6 minutes. Alright, I give up. I give up. This is too retarded. Alright, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. It's gonna take like 8 minutes. But I guess it doesn't really matter. I'll show my stats of my units because that's probably what everybody's been waiting for. And I mean, but this is a YouTube video, so you can skip wherever. But basically, you want to have like just as much tankiness as possible, especially if you're running healers. I don't really care much about. Well, actually, for some of my units, I did stack recovery. On my Hana, I did, but for my Siren, I actually did not boost her recovery at all. But my Hana was my main healer that I've been using. So I tried to boost her recovery as high as possible, and her HP and defense is also relatively high. She has Evo 3. I mean, this was from an event before, so I was able to get her to Evo 3. Same with the Water Yuki. There are a few replaceable monsters that you can use, like the Horan, but there's a lot of really good sappers that you have access to now, like, you know, 4-star monsters like the Water Yuki, the Fire Loki. Fire Loki's pretty much just as strong, I think. In my opinion, I think he has a more reliable first skill. It's 80% chance for 1 sap, compared to the 60% chance for 2 saps. Wait, where the fuck is my Loki? Yeah, he has a similar skill, and then his second skill is exactly the same. But for Nat 5s, there's like the Fire Persephone, which is the best sapper in the game. She has 100% sap on her second skill. 60% same with the Yuki on her first skill, and she is a Nat 5, so she's definitely harder to get. The Wood Vampire is also a really good AoE sapper. He has an 80% chance to sap for 2 types of sap for 1 turn on his second skill. His first skill is morale boost, meaning that he's gonna be spamming his AoE sap a lot more. So this is definitely a really good sapper as well. There's a lot of sappers that you can use, so you definitely don't want to all use the Water Yuki. But my point earlier is there's actually one passive healer that is farmable that anyone can get. Well, it's not farmable, it's obtainable, and that is the Water July. Yeah, she has a second skill, which it's an AoE and it heals for 5%. So when she actually uses this skill, it actually heals for, like, if there's four monsters out there, she'll heal for 40. Well, no, not 40. 20% of her max HP, which is actually enough for you to do a lot of things. And Shield Breaker is actually really good against the boss. So I think, in theory, you could use her to replace the Water Nightmare that I've been using before. Because the only reason, like, it doesn't matter. The 40 and 20% heal doesn't actually matter. The difference in the healing actually doesn't matter. It's just that you need that little bit of healing in order to make sure your units are always at max HP. And it's only for you for carrying you through the boss, basically. So after you get through the boss, it doesn't actually matter. You could definitely use the Water July to replace this. Maybe I'll do like one last run. I got really unlucky just now, but I think I mean, I'm like starting to stutter now because I've been talking for so long. It's just my mouth is tired. That run. The thing is, like, I've been running 3 healers, so even if one of my healers die, I still have 2 healers, which means I'm still able to sustain through the boss. It's just super dumb that, like, it adds like another 2 minutes onto my runtime, which is actually pretty fucked up. Oh my god, holy shit, what is with my luck? Alright, we're gonna continue this. God damn it, should I continue this? This is actually super dumb. There's like something wrong with that Hana just now, or something wrong with my luck, but I've been basically doing this to farm Golems B10 for the past 2 weeks, and it's just horrible, you know? It literally takes, on average, like if nobody dies on average, it takes 8 minutes. If somebody dies, it takes 10 minutes. But yeah, I might as well keep running and do a full complete run so you guys can see the whole run, and then you can run a similar team but just replace my Water Nightmare with with the water July or something like that. That could definitely work if you're super serious about getting into Golems B10. But man, this is horrible. I would not recommend doing this. I've tried it myself, you know. I've experienced it myself, and I can tell you it's seriously hell. God. The only reason my Hana died was because I don't have any like SP bar in the beginning. I have to wait until I get my first SP bar, and she doesn't have her heal up, so she just dies right in the beginning. Oh god, am I gonna sit here for 8 minutes? You can definitely skip to the end, to when I actually beat the boss and stuff. Yeah, this is definitely gonna be a longer video. I just wanted to show you guys that you're able to do this, like you're actually able to do this. But it's just really bad. Just I definitely do not recommend. But once you get through the first stage, it's pretty stable, basically. Oh god. Somebody please kill me. Or maybe I'll focus the boss and it'll run longer. But it's probably safer to kill the units on the side, I'm not sure. Alright, I'm just gonna not touch anything. Dang, this is so dumb. God. Man, my siren's actually dying. Damn it. Oh my god, my Yuki used her nuke when they had their shield up. It just basically blocked all of it. Yeah, this is horrible. This is actually horrible. And they even have buff breaker too. Just guy on the side, please just die. Just give in and die. I wanna do it full run. Just make sure like they're at, you know, just show you guys they're actually able to do this. Like clear this. It's stable, but it's just super horribly long. And I'm too lazy to edit, so I'm pretty fucked up like that. So we're just gonna, if you're pissed off, then skip. All right, if you're pissed off, then skip. God damn it. I like stopped editing. I don't even have Premiere anymore. But as you can see, this although it takes literally fucking forever, you're actually able to do this. Even if someone dies, like right in the beginning, like right before they can even do anything. Basically, I basically put in one monster just to have her die, you know, and I can clear this. Man, this is pretty horrible. I think I need to do a re-gemming. Like just not use recovery on my Hana, but instead just put in another defense or HP and just make her tankier so she doesn't actually die right in the beginning. This is horrible. Oh my god. Oh my god, please kill me already. And they have to finish the boss afterwards. Just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. This is literally like an 11-minute run. Holy shit. now you know how rough my life has been for the past 2 weeks or so. Life has been rough without my Dark July. That's why I'm so happy that I actually have her now. Like, I'm super happy. Like, she basically reignited my passion for this game, you know. Because I was so damn tilted that I don't have a passive healer, but now I actually do. Yeah, if you don't have her, definitely grab her now. But yeah, this is definitely clearable. Like, there's no way the boss kills anybody. I mean, the Water Siren by herself is able to sustain because she has a lot of heals. So we're just gonna slowly sap this boss to death. Should be dead very soon. As soon as he stops resisting basically every single attack. Oh god. Please kill me. Oh my god, double resist. What is this bullshit? It like procced both of them and then he just resisted both of it too. Alright, I landed 1 sap. I think I just need to land like 4 more saps and he's dead. Life has been rough. Life has not been easy without my Dark July. You guys have no idea how happy I am to have that Dark July. This has been a true nightmare. We're almost done, alright? We're almost through. We're almost on the other side. This boss is almost going down. Come on, just land 2 saps with this. Nope. Well, I do have my heal again. Now, am I gonna actually kill this boss before landing another sap? It might actually be possible. No, I landed 1 last sap. Alright, that was the end. I think that was 11 minutes. Holy shit. I basically 3-man that whole shit. Oh wait, it was only 9 minutes? It felt way longer, but... Anyways, you definitely don't want... Like, if you really want to, you can probably replicate something similar. Just run 2 healers, run the Water July. You can run like you can do exactly what I did because there's a lot of water sappers. Like you can use her, use this, and then use there's a few decent farmable water healers and there's a few unfarmable ones that you can definitely use. Like the Water Hana, even at Evo 2, she's still pretty good. And you can run the Dark July for passive heals. She also has Shield Break, which is pretty decent for when you're fighting the boss. But she's basically just there to make sure you get through the stages. She can pretty much die right afterwards and it would still be okay. And there's a few good water healers like the Mini Cat. It's pretty decent. He does have a shield. I think the Koteen is really good as well because he has defense buff and shield breaker. So you can use like a full water team because I use the Siren's active skill. But damn, that was rough. That was a rough 2 weeks. But yeah, that's basically it. That was just showing a lot of Golems B10 teams. Like if you want to go through, I'll go through every single one of their gems. This was resist, HP, defense, HP, HP, I think. My July actually has pretty good gens. This one's HP. Like the subs on these gems are, it's a broken set, but the subs on these gems are all pretty decent. This one's pretty shit though, but I still use it because it has some crit rate. Yeah, HP. Yeah, this one's nice, like resist and crit rate. It's beautiful. My C-star is defense, crit rate, defense. Yeah, those are pretty shitty gems. Arthur, I think, is HP, attack, defense. I think, yeah. So he's built pretty tanky too, because I need him to survive against the Moonflowers. And then she's on recovery. HP. I think this one's on triple HP. Yeah, so she's like, no, she's on HP defense, so she's really tanky as well. My Cupid's on, I think, defense double HP. So he's really tanky as well. I think that was it. That's all. Yeah, that's all the units I've been running for Golems B10. So that's all I really have. I don't have more 6 stars. Like this is literally all the 6 stars I have. And hopefully you enjoyed this video and learned something. I mean, I don't really have a 100% solution for everybody, but I guess that's kind of how this game works, because everybody has a few monsters that are decent. You know, that like maybe you were lucky, you summoned a specific monster, and then you can use that monster to help you get through certain things. And that's basically what I did. And now that they introduced a really good monster for me to use, I'm able to get through things a lot easier. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully this was helpful. I mean, it's not. If it wasn't what you imagined it to be, I'm sorry. I don't have a 100% answer for everybody. But I just hope that if you're like in the mid game and you're trying to move on into the late game, this video has been helpful, and hopefully you'll be able to get into Golems B10 very, very soon. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.